Yaga. You know, on this walk, I'm noticing things every day as I'm going. I'm healing more and more. I'm seeing more patterns. My pattern recognition is going up. My discernment is going up. My noticing of very strange vehicles, that's going up. Anyway, I wanted to make this message today about how narcopaths behave. Narcopaths are the biggest hypocrites you will ever find. They are the biggest hypocrites that you will ever find in this lifetime. These characters, these are the ones that are prim and proper. They very much will be on the front row in church, in the pulpit. They will be carrying their Bibles, highlighting, yet they do not show charity. They do not act in a Christ-like way. They do not show humility. They do not show devotion to the Most High. In most cases, in fact, these characters, they are their own gods. They see themselves as gods, and they try to control via means of manipulation and domination to us. What I found is that when I was in certain situationships, I found that I was constantly being accused of things that I wasn't doing. And in the end, in one of those situations, I actually did end up doing what I was being accused of. Now, as soon as I come, the car takes off. They accuse you of cheating, whereas they are being defiled left, right, and center. I can remember tales of going to see a situationship, whereas this was actually someone that was a honey trap. They were sent to me after I declined to perform at certain places, at art exhibitions. They were sent to me when I declined to sign certain contracts, and I was unaware at this time. I was unawakened, and we would go outside to smoke a cigarette, and there would be a strange man stood opposite her building, also smoking at the same time as us. Coincidence. Anyway, they have many lovers around town. They have many situationships. In fact, it's become normalized nowadays that both genders, men and women, are hypergamist. Both genders have rotations. Both genders categorize. I was going to say compartmentalize. Is that the correct term? They categorize people based on the usefulness of what they can use these people for. So men nowadays, they have a girlfriend, one girlfriend that lives in this area, one girlfriend lives in that area. If they need to sleep in this particular area because it's advantageous for them for work purposes or for socializing purposes, they will phone that person. And women the same. They will have one boyfriend who is the Pookie archetype, the rough bad boy who, cleaning the pool, who may be good for between the sheets. They may have another interest who is more of the money, so he's more financially stable, better job. They may keep men around because they have certain skills. I've had this in the past. So a man who may be a plumber, one is an electrician, one is an accountant, one is a landscaper. It doesn't matter what the skill is, but these women will have multiple men on their roster that they're sleeping with, that they're exchanging timeshares, they're exchanging spirits with, just because of the certain skill that this man can bring. It could even just be someone that can give them a discount in certain stores. So these characters, they have multiple people that they're dealing with. They have multiple situationships. So men are now doing this. Men will have one lady who may be useful to them, even because they can use her for her job, use them for their bodies, using them for a place to stay. Homosexuals, even intellectually, guys do this, women do this a lot. So they may have a man who has a lot of knowledge in certain cultures. They're called them saposexuals. They may be collectors of fine art, collectors of fine books, collectors of wine, and the lady will stay around to have access to these things. It could just be fashion magazines from a certain time, and the lady will keep this man around because he has collected those magazines or books for art and design, architecture, etc., etc. Now let's get back to what I'm speaking about today. These narcopaths will destroy your life by trying to control you. And what I've had many times, 2 or 3 occasions, that it was like a chess game. So you have a frenemy narcopath who is not as talented as you, who will feed information to someone higher up the food chain, who would then send a lady around a honey trap to take you off your purpose. Now this lady herself will infect you with STDs. She'll be defiled by the narcopath group, by the people that have been sent to you. She'll also learn your patterns. So the day you're going to certain classes will be the time that she will also have days out at bars, days out at pubs, days out at the nightclub. You will also be able to spot these characters because they are very boring people. Narcopaths were also boring, but our boring is more of a sense of discipline. Our boring is a sense of structure and a sense of logic. Narcopaths boring is actually a sense of they are stuck in their own loops. They continuously do the same thing over and over. So narcopaths are NPCs basically. They usually follow a set program. They follow a set script. That's the reason why you cannot change their mind on things and you shouldn't try to. That's the reason why you can't help them awaken. You can't change their opinion about you. You can't stop the smear campaign. You sometimes think, especially when you're first discarded, that you can slowly get people around, and if only you just tell the right people your side, things would be all right. This strategy never works. These characters, they are supposed to fight against us. They work for the opposition. They are literally in their own programs, and we can't change the role they play. Just like in these games that, like GTA, these non-playable characters, you can't actually change them into the character that runs the game. They have to play their position. You've got to play your position. That is literally the way it goes. So what I was saying about narcopaths is, generally speaking, these people are extremely boring. They literally copy people. They imitate. They do the same thing over and over. You can find narcopaths who may come across as good at something and skilled at something, but usually when you go behind the veil, you will find that they are generally imitating or using other people. I don't like the book, The 48 Laws of Power, but there is a section where it talks about standing on the backs of giants. Picasso, I think he was a narc. He would do things like he would actually copy African culture, African pieces, and incorporate those into his work and take the credit and not credit where he got those things from. A lot of fashion houses, a lot of their designs and logos and I don't know what the name is now, it's the word has lost me right now, but a lot of their patterns are taken from Benin. A lot of the famous drawings and designs and shapes, colors, styles are taken from craftsmanships in countries which they name as developing countries. So they actually steal and copy these cultural designs, yet they don't give the credit of where they get them from. Okay, so this is what they do. They generally imitate people. Now, I have experience of being with a narcopath, and the narcopath will actually infect you with something. Now, when they infect you with these sexually transmitted diseases, sexually transmitted demons, they will go around because they connected to this pyramid of people who work with the oppressor, and they will spread the rumor that you're the one who gave it to them. Now, when the rumor is spread, because there's more of these characters, we're in the D's playground, Shaitan's playground in this physical world, but Most High is more powerful and is in charge, and he will allow certain things to happen for our good, for us to learn. Anyway, so what they will do is there will be people running around spreading this, and what would happen, you'll be put into a season of isolation. I'm not going to go into that now. We can discuss that on a different video, but the isolation actually helps to strengthen you, and it also opens up a more direct channel to Most High. You're able to know when you're being spoken to directly. You'll be getting more downloads, and you grow and you get forged in the fire. But let me just go back to these narcopaths. They would be angry at you for them doing something to you, and they will blame you for what they're doing to you. I've had a narcopath who just by chance on her computer I was able to get information about her whereabouts via something, and she denied it. And on top of that, when I bumped into the people she was with on that day, and I spoke to one of the guys who was a so-called friend, actually a friend of me, he told me, it's funny how I'm speaking about my narcopath ex, how when she was around them, she didn't mention me once. So these are how they work. You'll be known as the person that constantly cheats, spreads diseases, you abuse them physically, you manipulate them. They'll always use their go-to of what you're controlling, you're too controlling. They will actually get you, turn your life upside down. You'll get evicted from your house, you'll lose your job, and you'll be left with no support from your so-called fake friends who are jealous of you all along because you created better than them. And it's just the way this story goes, and it's a similar story for most people who have the oil, most people who are deemed to have this sort of gift or lucky, or have this, it's not luck, I don't believe in luck either, this kind of great purpose put onto them, this being chosen by Most High, these people who tend to have the oil, and you tend to have these characters always coming against us, and we have similar stories just in different forms. You have no support, no friends, no family, toxic workplace, narcopath landlords, narcopath neighbors, narcissistic relationships, everything that you can think about, you'll find will be working in the opposite direction, and it's mainly because of that light you have within you, and all you can do is continue to move forward in a positive way.